changes in this half. We have about 10 minutes to go. I expect Joseph ready to come on for Daniel Amati. We've seen Daniel Amati, and let's see how he can also partner Mohamed Salisu, because there's not been threat from the Nicaraguans, and if he should be on the bench.
Seidu, what a game he's also had. It's now an opportunity for Ghana to come forward. Kudus, who's drifted to the right. And once Kudus has drifted to the right, obviously Shahaku will be doing a lot of lingering on and running around, trying to take advantage of close shave of opportunities. To the near side now, Spatosmi. Good pass. And then the return at their best, although they managed to keep it in play. Gideon Mensah. Good footwork, good body swerve, gets himself out of trouble. And down goes Osman Bukari. So Coach Tefa has made a point, and that's a tackle that brought Bukari down. He needs to see some fresh limbs in the team. Not too sure whether the team has played quite well to the coach's satisfaction. Well, there we go. Substitutions are just about getting ready to come onto the field. There's Andre Ayew. Respectfully, Amate gives the captain's armband to him. Then we also have Yeboah also getting ready. Has he? Well, 84 minutes. So a couple of minutes for Ghana to cement their lead, as it were. It's been a good game for Ghana today, at least. So we are going to have the opportunity to see what kind of impact the likes of Ransford Yeboah Koningsdorfer brings into the team. He's just joined his colleagues on the field of play. Salisu Mohammed. That's Gideon Mensah. Andre Ayew. Ghana will take the opportunity to come forward. Meanwhile, clip from behind. Free kick advantage Ghana. Again, it's Kofi Chere. He's gone down the most times. Again, a cautious and a careful build-up by Ghana as they come forward. The Black Stars of Ghana won. Nicaragua nil. Mohamed Salisu. Andre gets a tap. Chere open space for Daniel Amate. And then the long searching ball brought down nicely. Inaki lifts it up. Oh, good connection there, but again, offside. Kudus will not get the credit. Well, appreciates the pass, and again, he's been quite effective, Kudus.
Of course, I've told you about Mohamed Kudus anytime he gets into the box. He's a good finisher, and he's very intelligent. And then if you look at the way, it was clear offside. And just look at the technique that he used to score that goal. But I think that he should have watched the line, because where he was standing, he was alone.
6 minutes to go. Nicaragua have been let off the hook. Mohamed Kudus has threatened. I'm sure he would love to get his name on the score sheet. Espinosa starts the attack for Nicaragua as they come forward. Pressure being mounted on the Nicaraguans by Andre. Kroningsdorfer. Very athletic, strong built. Let's see what kind of presence he has in the last 5 minutes of the game. Nicaragua have looked good. They've given Ghana a lot to savor, show the kind of dexterity they are in association football.
They have confidence on the ball, especially when they are passing from the back. And when they are building up, very confident on the ball. And for me, I think that they've played well, especially at the back when they are building. They have more players at the back playing very well. But for me, honestly, I had expected Ghana should have been able to go ahead and make sure that
You think Ghana should have scored more than one?
Not about scoring more, but the kind of game that we've played tells me that we have a lot of work to do.
Okay. Inaki goes off, and his place will be taken by Semenyo. So at least we are given the opportunity to see a few of the players in terms of substitutions. Nicaragua will also respond with one of their own. Good enough from Inaki Williams. Seems to have settled in quite well with the Black Stars. And they obviously are the fans of Nicaragua. They are ranked 139th in the world. But regardless of their ranking, at least they've given Ghana a run for their money. They've not been that solid, that tough a team before it goes down nicely. But the exercise, I'm sure, has been worth the while of head coach Otuado. Ghana still has Switzerland coming up as part of the list of friendlies they would have to play before eventually they can look ahead to Qatar. There's Kudus. Good release of the ball on the far side. Coming through nicely. Seidu leaves the ball behind.
They play with a lot of confidence, and of course, I mean, it clearly tells you that they know each other very well, and then they support each other in terms of, I mean, when they lose possession. And for me, I think they've been able to take advantage of the spaces that we've left in between our midfield.
Here comes Kudus. Dede. Still with Ghana, they're coming forward to the near side now. Semenyo. Espinoza, right place, right time. His goalkeeper has suffered quite a bit in this game. Obviously would want to end the match with his colleagues. Talking about goalkeeper Douglas Espinoza. Plays for Real Esteli. That was a shot from Semenyo. He's been around for a while, as a matter of fact, Douglas Espinoza. Nicaragua will come forward again. Don't really fancy their chances of getting a goal in this game, but for the Black Stars, they're looking at increasing the tally, and that's good enough from Osman. Oh, good turning. Oh. He will get the advantage of the corner kick, though. A good thinking on the young man's part.
Of course, I mean, Osman Bukhari has been a very good player. I like the way he normally commits defenders with the ball, but his final delivery has always been either block or probably off target.
Corner kick advantage for Ghana. This should look good. Semenyo is in there. Andre goes to the far, and goalkeeper spills it, and eventually is cleared out. But Ghana would come forward again, hoping to get the last laugh. Seidu. Well defended by Nicaragua. Goes over the line, throwing advantage Ghana. Andre. Brings the ball back. Yeboah. Good turn. Lays on the pass. This looks good for Ghana. The cross is on. Did it get his head to it? And the eventual connection from Kudus misses by a few inches. And again, Coach Sefa, it's not for want of trying. Build-up was good. Corner came on. They did not get the blast that he wanted with the header. And Kudus, well, it fell on his own favorite right foot.
The decision from Kudus was right, but just that he couldn't get the target right. The decision was good to send the ball to where it was coming from. And for me, I think that we had more players in the half of the Nicaraguans, unlike the first 45 minutes, but we failed to do the needful by putting the ball at the back of the net because they feel comfortable on the ball and they pass very well. And they pass into spaces. And where I think we've not done very well by taking that advantage of closing in that spaces. We've not been doing that. And I think that has been what has helped them in terms of they also getting the balls.
The day goes down, free kick advantage Ghana. But again, we can also talk about the telepathy in the central defense, the central player.
Fine, it's been good, Salisu and Amate. But I was expecting Joseph Edu to come on, probably for Amate, for us to see whether, in case there should be a problem, because yesterday Juku had a knock. So in case there's a problem within the two centre backs, how are we going to see Joseph Edu? I mean, he's been a very good player with his club. He's had one or two opportunities for the Blasters. I think this is one of a game that I think that he should have been given the opportunity to play.
Semenyo hands down, but there's nobody there to do the reconnection. The day fights for it and gets it for Ghana. Sergi ran into the box once again. Kudus has just not found the target today. He's been very active in the game, but the finishing has not probably been the best that you could pick from a player his caliber.
Ghana is making a change 92nd minute.
Sure.
And for me, what is Otuado trying to do?
Well, he's taking off Osman Bukari, that I can tell you. And it's Barnier who comes on. Local star in the Black Stars. And Andre also comes in for, I beg your pardon, Jordan comes in for Kudus. And this was his last opportunity of the game before being substituted. Going on to the 93rd minute. And Amate does what he knows how to do best. We've seen one move from Yeboah, which was a good Kronigsdorfer. This could probably be one of the last moves by the Black Stars. Ufori, straight to the middle. He gives it to an opponent. Not too sure what the thought was from Richard Ufori. But it's picked up by Gideon Mensah, and the referee blows his whistle. It's been a very good exercise, Coach.
Good. It's been a very good exercise, but I think at the time of making the changes was very bad. This is an exercise whereby you want to take opportunity of seeing your players, see whether they can do whatever you want them to do in the field of play. And the player comes in for 1 minute and the game is ended. I mean, even not one player, two players. And for me, until the 70th minute, I was calling for Otuado to make some changes. I mentioned Joseph Edu. I mean, the free man had the opportunity of coming on, but I think that Semenyo even kept coming on, never had a taste of the ball. And for me, it's been good exercise for the coach to assess his players. But I think that Ghana didn't play the way I think that they should play. Going to the World Cup, this kind of performance will not get you anywhere.
You think they've bounced back from that sad loss to Brazil?
It's not about a sad loss. It's about the way we prepare towards the Brazilian team.
Okay.
And for me, when you are playing a team like a country like Brazil, you need to go with all your arsenals, because at the end of the day, they will come with all their arsenals, irrespective of the country that you are coming from. Brazil will always come with its first class or top players to come and play you.
Yeah.
And I think that We fumbled, especially in the first 45 minutes for Brazil to hammer us that 3 goals. By making those changes, and Brazil couldn't score in the second half. Though Brazil made a lot of changes in the second half. I had expected Otuado to start the team that played in the second half against Brazil, especially in this game. And he realized that, as we were talking about, he even varying the system, playing the 3-back because they have only one player, that is Moreno, on top of attack. He was not doing same. And I think that, for me, I have not been impressed with the performance of the Blasters this season.
Still have a couple of days to go through the patches before they eventually present a very good side for Qatar. But it's ended nicely for Ghana in terms of victory. Ghana have beaten Nicaragua by 1-0 in this friendly international. Again, lots of work in progress for the senior national team, but we're hoping that the team will get ready before the World Cup in Qatar. Congratulations to the Black Stars. The fans love what they see, and I'm sure that a lot of Ghanaians also have loved what they see, especially those who've been watching from the fan parks, and I'm sure we'll hear a lot of their comments after this game. Final scoreline, Nicaragua 0, Ghana 1.
Max TV, sports, entertainment, and more.
There are days when you think, whoa, today I've earned it. Days when plans run longer. What if we order a Glovo? Or days when you can't control everything. Oh yes, because on Glovo, you can order anything you want. Glovo, you order, we deliver.
Betboro.com.gh, where entertainment begins.
Na fifo for ben abaswa mo redi hunchi yi
adonko dry gin so pe merman san ano ye den adonko dry gin wo ho ma o insa papa o ti wo menase na ma wa ho ka papa
na yaye adwumade awie no wei na edi tutu yebo
bossu enko nya de pa ho jibisha ho bossu
ama I don't know when you chisa
chinchi ya mama wunyama miss your chinchi ya mama nim sampiyebi I don't go 2 fingers beaters me who bit do
so I don't go dragging me share bit do
I don't go dragging 2 fingers
I don't go dragging
any I don't go 2 fingers ayo crow
and many je we pound
no me nyansem won ton mani pa wonya mfie du nwotwe enye ma apemfo ni oba o ma akwada nofo FD aje adwade nkrato yi atom. Mommy is coming.
Have you packed everything into the car and ready for the picnic?
Yes, ma'am.
Then it's time for Dole!
Dole yogurt. Dole yogurt. Everybody love Dole. It's delicious, creamy, and refreshing too. Mommies love it, and dads enjoy it, and the children, they love it. With a cup of Dole yogurt, with a cup of Dole, with a cup of Dole yogurt, with a cup of Dole.
This advert is FDA approved.
Right, welcome back to the studio, and the Black Stars were able to record a 1-0 win over Nicaragua, goal gotten by Abdul Fattah Ishaku, and ensuring that the guys have picked up the all-important win in the game. But like Kinston say, like, were you impressed with? Right, before I come to live, let's join the feed from UPSA. Mutala is there. Let's join the feed.
Phoenix has a surprise for you.
Okay.
We hope to see you next time.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are speaking to a lot more people here. Boss, we didn't any baby free bar.
From me, upon me, you go to Ura.
Okay, you go to Ura. Okay. Now, over share game nibi. Performance no Black Star performance no one is saying.
Oh, meet me I say Black Star performance no good. Nana man for be NTS against Brazil. Brazil won an in football. And we say no so acquire say ye boy no. Eti Mrs. say Emerante no Brazil match in defeat na eba no. O man on fan tonchen ene ye mo yensema yenuanom ne yenhwe o mani mu se wake up no bibi papa bi betimi dia about dia magana o ma ya de pa se me mabo blaster so abaso
Okay. So we'll be speaking to a lot more people. We have lots more that we'll be speaking to here. I mean, people came to watch the game. I mean, we didn't baby are free.
Pacho Freme Boache Victor.
Now watch game na kasa hu ni sen.
Oh game ne de Ghana ye bobo. But ade ba ko am hwe game ne se e was say coach no e to da o ye changes in term because me gidi say ko ye changes in term a edi de ne yimu ba ya onua ne ba ya sem no ye bi e be shom be 4 na 5 and de me hu bo we same.
Now o compare we any the ball against Brazil na difference woman.
And there is difference because if you look at this game, we're able to have control over the game. In the previous game, it's like the lineup that they brought up wasn't that good. So we didn't have that much control. But if you look at this, I guess that we're not creating chances. The wingers and then the midfielders were not creating chances for the striker to. But we have done really, really well in this one. Yeah.
My DNT Phoenix ewa chede de mamo na ewa ha no na monje na monfanko. Enti better interviews so we'll continue with that, but let's go to Circle and also see what is happening there. Professor Jude Champo is standing by to speak to a lot more Ghanaians.
UPSA, where Mutala was giving us a couple of interviews and very, very interesting opinion from some of the people there. But like first half, second half, in fact, we got the first goal in the first half, and that's how it was until the second half. Created a couple of opportunities, but you would say maybe a decent workout for the Black Stars.
Yeah, decent workout, I'm sure. For the second half, I think they handle the Nicaraguans very well in terms of them carrying the ball and try to come up, especially the two centre backs. They did something right. That, for me, I think it helps the team a lot. Salisu will take the ball when there is space in front of him. All you have to do is to dribble forward, come forward, pass their first pressing line, second pressing line, and then try to find the foot of the attackers, which, for me, I think it helped the team a lot. One player that stood out very well is Chire. Such an amazing performance.
He drew a lot of fouls from the players.
He's always on the ball, trying to be very creative. You can see he's the one that tried to make deep passes to the attackers. When you look at our front three, Bukari is solid. He have the strength. I think we should have used him much better. He's making deep runs. We have to give him a lot of deep balls in behind the defenders. Iñaki Williams making runs in behind, but he did not get most of the balls. But for me, I believe it's not every run that a striker will make that he will get the ball. He should expect the ball. Sometimes strikers' runs, deep runs, will create space for others, will create space in front of the opponent back line and all that. So in general, I think we should have scored more goals. We created a lot of chances. We can see Kudus is unlucky in this game. He finds himself in goal-scoring spots. He tried to do the right thing, but the goalkeeper made some saves and all that. So I think in overall, people will say that we should have get more goals, but it's also good that we improve in our performance today.
All right, we'll try and improve, of course, but Otuado is doing a lot of work. In the second half, Coach, you would have seen that our players grew frustrated as the game wore on. basically maybe because they were trying to open up the defense of Nicaragua, but wasn't working for them?
Well, I think they did open the defense of the Nicaraguans, creating a lot of chances. And I think that Kudus have about 3 of them that he couldn't score. Ishaku Fatau had about 1 or 2 after his goal. And I think that Inaki Williams did some runs that we expected of him. And I think that Kufichre and Idrisu Baba in Medford weren't bad. But the kind of game that the Nicaraguans gave us, that gave our players a lot of work to do in terms of creating spaces, taking the spaces that the Nicaraguans were operating. You know, they were moving into spaces and doing all the passing, interpositional changes. And of course, I think that I love the way they build up. Just that the final third, they always end at the final third, where Ghana will take on the possession, Amati and then Salisu will just get the ball. But we were not purposeful up front at all. I mean, looking at the like Osman Bukari takes them on, commit the defenders with the ball. His final delivery off target. Ishaku Fahu off target. And Kudus try as much as possible, but a couple of times selfish on his part. And for me, I think that Otuado has a lot of work to do. But personally, I was not impressed with the performance of the Blasters.
Right, but like that, one of the tweets from one of Ghana's greatest strikers, Asamoah Gyan, was that a striker makes a run, and he was talking about Inaki Williams. He makes the run, and continuously the midfielders have continued to ignore him, sometimes trying to hold on to the ball too many times and all that. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I think it's a very good point, good and fair point. For him, he's a striker, so he'll be frustrated if he makes runs and he doesn't get the ball. But when you look at the situation, I think Chure did give some deep passes. We can see one that he chipped the ball to Bukari, but it was caught offside, even on his weaker foot. And like I said earlier on, making runs in behind is very good for the team. And one thing attackers should understand, that making runs is not all the time you receive the ball. Sometimes you make good run to create space, to open up the opponent. Because definitely when an attacker is making a run, the back line will drop a little bit. If they are lazy and you time your runs well, you attack the line, and then before attacking the space well, precision on the pass, I think you will take advantage of that. So it's always good for strikers to make runs. But one thing we should understand, that Nyaki Williams, this is his second game for the team. The players have to understand each other. They have to have that telepathy before they know each other. When I was playing in the national team, Asamoah Gyan, I played with him for some time. I know the moment I get the ball, he understands me. I put my head down. I know where he is going. So it makes it easy. They need time to have that collaboration.
But then, what are some of the problems you identify? Because there have been a lot of people who have said that Ghana doesn't really have a chance at the World Cup, and this game could have given us a fair assessment of what our team represented. Do you see problems with our squad?
I think we at the moment, Ghanaians are not happy, or we are not playing to the satisfaction of the way Ghanaians know us. But I've seen the Black Stars in this position before. There have been tournaments that are preparation to the tournament. We've had tough preparation to the tournament, but the moment the tournament starts, you can say, I will mostly say in 2006, we have all 4 Nations Cup. Nations Cup. Very awful Nations
Zimbabwe
Cup.
beat us.
Zimbabwe beat us. We couldn't progress to the next stage and all that. But when it gets to the World Cup itself, you can see the way the Black Stars played. In 2010 something similar happened. Mostly our preparation have not been the best, but when it gets to the tournament itself. So I hope and pray that when the tournament starts, we see a different Black Stars team playing against our opponents.
All right, and so in here, as the goal scored by Abdul Fattah Ishaku, a very brilliant strike from the number 7, and looks to be booking his ticket to the World Cup. And a very brilliant goal, going to hug Otuado there. But Kosefa, it's Kudus especially, who had the pass that led to the creation of that chance, had a couple of opportunities himself to score, but was frustrated time and time again by the goalkeeper brilliance of the goalkeeper or maybe brilliance of the defenders?
I feel that he wanted to score at all costs. And that is how I see it, because there are some of the chances that he could have laid on for his colleagues to have finished up, but he wanted to go solo. And I think that caused him not being able to score. In as much that their goalkeeper also did some brilliant saves. The one that he knelt on his knee, and then at the end of the day, Kudus couldn't even just lob the ball over him. I think that there were some decisions from our players that didn't even work well. You could see clearly this. Kudus was expecting the ball to go beyond the goalkeeper, but it just came, it bumped onto him, and then he couldn't get the ball. But the ball was even on offside. He had a couple of chances. So that was the reason why I was talking about we creating chances in the second half, which we did. And I think it was a plus on the part of the Black Star players. But at the end of the day, you create chances and you don't score. For me,
maybe like we were unfortunate on the day. It could have been 3, 4, 5 if we had the luck to be able to bury the chances.
You are right. When you look at it, we did everything right. Iñaki Williams' opportunity, for instance, he was very calm, very composed in the box, and then he tried to pass the ball past the goalkeeper. And I like the build-up before that chance. If we can see that again, I like the build-up. Players positioning themselves in good positions, and you can see it was very easy by strong passes and flick of touches, break the Nicaraguans. That's what caused the opportunity that Iñaki had. But for me, I think he did everything right, but the goalkeeper is there to make that good save.
And the influence of Iñaki Williams in his 2 games for the Black Stars, maybe you would say has had a decent outing so far.
Yeah, I think he's the one that is going to lead us in the World Cup, because all the 2 games he's played, I think he's proved to us that what we've been seeing in La Liga is not a fluke.
All right, and so these are a couple of the opportunities created by the Black Stars. But, Coach, you would say Mohamed Salisu was worth the chase because of how influential he has been at the back, and you would say he is probably the first centre-back on the list of centre-backs going to the World Cup for the Black Stars.
Well, I wouldn't know, but for me, he's a very good player. The Nicaraguans never gave us any tough opposition in front of, or probably at the back of our defense, whereby you can say that, look, Salisu struggled to handle them or Amati, compared to when he came on against the Brazilians. At a point, he had some one-on-one situation with Anthony.
Brazil did his part.
And that's what I'm saying, that if you play against players like Anthony Rodrigo, and you're able to come out excellently, because they were on us, and he was able to defend well. In the second half, Brazil couldn't score. Yeah. But in this case, they never pressed us. They never gave us any big, serious opposition at the back. Ofori just picked some loose balls at the end of the day. So for me, I wouldn't say that he was so much into the game today, but he played. The partnership between him and Amati, the communication, the movement and everything, surging forward, coming in to take the header from the corner kicks and all that, fantastic. Of course, I mean, when you look at the 4 defenders that we have, of course, he's one of the finest one that we have. In as much that Amati has played a couple of matches for the Blaster, this is his 2nd game for the Blaster, and I think he has been fantastic.
And for me, I think I wanted to see, like you said, Salisu and Amati are back, are 2 centre-backs against a quality opponent, so that and they will play the way they play today. Today you can see the way they were very composed on the ball. They are calm. When it's necessary, they seek pressure before giving pass. So I want to see them against an opponent that will give them troubles, and still they will be calm. But looking at Salisu, for me, I think he matured very, very well. The way when he have the ball, his decision making, you can see he fit into the squad very easily, because I'm not doubting it at all because of what he's doing in the English Premiership. So for me, I think he's a very solid addition to the squad.
Well, the Black Stars have another engagement in a friendly match ahead of the World Cup. They play Switzerland. Maybe that game could present us an opportunity for us to have a clearer picture of the team. But then the game was, you were talking about the fact that Iñaki Williams, and okay, so that's the final friendly, pre-World Cup friendly match, and it's going to be against Switzerland on the 17th. All right, we'll try and get the date for you. But
it's in November.
But it's in November.
November.
It should be 17th November.
17th November.
Yeah, pre-World Cup.
That is why I'm calling on Otoado. If he's talking about 70% of this squad is going to make his squad, then he should let Ghanaians know which 30% players are coming on board.
I think against Switzerland,
players like Majid Ashimeru, I've mentioned him. And I've said that, look, if there's a way for us to talk to Jeffrey Schlupp to come, Alfred Duncan should come. These are players that I think that their quality is high. These are players that they are mature and they are playing top level football. I mean, in the EPL, talk of Crystal. Of course. So I believe that until he sent his final squad to FIFA.
Right, and so on the screen is your possible starting 11 for the Black Stars.
Yes, this is what I put down. Earlier on yesterday, that I felt that, look, if we are to go the three back, and if we are to have Alfred Duncan and Thomas Partey and then Kudus, we should have Ashimeru playing behind Inaki Williams. Probably.
Really? And Ashimeru, I think we should be impressed with just a single pivot. Or double pivot in Duncan and
Of course.
Okay.
I mean, when you are playing the three back, there are 5 players in Milford. So you have the likes of Ibrahim.
But the captain of the team is not part.
He can be on the bench. 2010, we have Stephen Appiah, who was the captain for the Black Stars. He was on the bench. At that time, the day he was on top of his game. Even today, he was on the bench. He came on to play.
Because it's not a high profile.
No, you see, we shouldn't. If by the time we play our first game and Andrew's performance is at the highest level. Today, if you ask me today, the best Ghanaian player in Belgium is Majid Ashimeru. There's no two ways about it. Alfred Duncan has half his game. And if you want to play a wing back from the left side, I think that Jeffrey Schlupp is one of the finest that we can use.
Because they're using more offensive in Crystal Palace.
But coach, would you have any? Do you have any opinion?
This is my opinion.
Yeah.
So I would prefer you making a team in the current players that are in camp now.
Of course, there's only 2 players that are not in camp.
So who will you change Schlupp with?
No, this is it's a formation. We have Gideon Mensah in the team. We have
so
Baba
you prefer
I prefer Jeffrey Schlupp when we are playing the three back to operate from
I mean players that are in camp now.
26 players will be going to the World Cup, not 23. 26.
Yeah.
And the first 11 that if probably they could. This is my opinion.
But Schlupp is not in the squad now.
And I'm saying that if there's a way for us to talk to him, for him to come into the team, because the coach is saying that the squad that is having in Spain today is 70% of the squad that is in Spain will be.
So you are expecting players that
of course, because we have about 1 month to go. And of course, after today, these players are going back to their various clubs to play.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. And for me, as I said the other day, I still have another formation that I put up. If you are playing the 4-4-2, I think that if you can bring it up, if you can show it on the screen.
He's working on it. So
of course. So for the three back, so this is my 4-4-2. So the 4-4-2, I bring Jordan Ayew on the right, and then Jeffrey Schlupp still on the left, and then Gideon Mensah will start on the left. I have Juku, I have Salisu, and Amate as a right back for me. And of course, I have Kudus behind Inaki Williams. So those players that made the 4-3-3, no, the 3-5-2, probably can go on the bench. Like Ashimeru can be on the bench.
But Trey did very well today, and
he can still be on the bench. It doesn't mean that he's not a good player.
He's not fit enough to be in your starting lineup.
No, actually, I will not be in my starting lineup.
I would like to see Trey and Partey.
Fine, and that's the reason why at the point
a lot of people are feeling Trey brings a lot of creativity into the team.
I don't have any problem. If I have Duncan in my team, I'll pick Duncan ahead of Trey. That is me.
But Duncan and Partey will be a similar
no, they won't.
Players. They will.
I'm looking at Arsenal's.
They won't.
I'm looking at Arsenal's Partey and Xhaka. You understand? That is how I see Alfred Duncan playing like Xhaka in Arsenal, and that's why I see Partey.
But they look similar. They are
not similar.
Older players. No,
Trey
is more dynamic than both of them.
No, that is me. What I'm saying that this is me.
No, if you're looking for maybe what Lai is trying to say is that if you're looking for creativity, then you find that more in Trey than Duncan.
What Trey did today, honestly, I was not impressed. They were playing him and Salisu. I was not impressed. He was handling the ball, and every time he's supposed to release, he doesn't release the ball. How many balls were from the midfield that went into it? As someone was saying something right now, you understand my point. Inaki Williams run more often. We've got Alfred Duncan who has got power in his boots. You have Thomas Partey who passes very well. searches for it, but he can also stay. They can even vary that system that I put down, the 3-5-2.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying the coach wants to change from the 3-5-2 and go to the 4-4-2. He still have options on the bench. It's not necessary you have to start Kofi Chire. In my team, Kofi Chire will be on the bench. He will be my super sub. One of them.
But Coach, I'd like to agree with Coach Sefa because of quick transition, if you want, because for a player who is holding on to the ball for too long, like Chire is doing, he will try and draw a lot of fouls. But maybe the transition you are looking for.
Today, I don't see Chire handling the ball too much. He gets hold of the ball when it's necessary. You can see. You need creativity.
Typically in your mode.
No.
Your kind of player.
Everyone's opinion is accepted.
Yeah.
You know, in my opinion, I believe we need someone that can circulate the ball for us. Yeah. Someone that have confidence that can go on the ball. Someone that have confidence that can receive the ball in the midst of opponents, 2-3 opponents. He can go on the ball. In this team right now, I see Chire more dynamic, more than all the midfielders that we have. We have Kudus. Kudus is a different type of player. The type of player Chire is now in our team, you don't have. You want a player that will always have confidence, come in front of the back line to receive the ball, have confidence on the ball, and never loses the ball. Take care of the ball.
What I'm saying is that if there is a way to get Alfred Duncan into the team,
but like you have left out Thomas Partey and started with Idrisu in your
yeah.
Because it's not part. Okay, I understand. It's not,
because it's not part of it. Me, I focus more on the players that are in camp now.
Duncan, and then of course
I focus more on
in the team.
So this is your lineup.
Yeah, that's.
This is your lineup, and you have Kudus as false 9 with Andrea Ayew and then
Iñaki Williams over there.
For me, what went into that
3-4-3 system?
Yes, 3-4-3 system.
But
with the false 9. Yes.
Yes. What went into that? Yeah,
because looking at the back line, I believe these three that were Salisu, Jiku, and Amate, from what I saw in the last the 45 minutes against Brazil, I think it's solid for us to have them playing together. You can see what the Jiku and Amate, they've played together for some time. Salisu coming in against Brazil, you can see they gel up immediately. When you come to the middle, Idrisu is the only player that, if we have Duncan over there, Duncan can replace him because Duncan is ahead of Idrisu, but he's not in the squad. Partey is not there, so Idrisu is the next player that I believe he can do that for us. Chire's dynamic play that he have is good for him to be close to him, and he have to release and go forward to support, and leaving Idrisu in front to sit back. Tariq, with Iñaki Williams, we saw in the game when Tariq came up, Iñaki Williams taking players on, Tariq is supporting him with the wing back, and Tariq have legs to go.
Yeah, he's in my team. He's as a wing back.
Track back and then come and help. Babaraman, I know a lot of people is not happy, but trust me, what he played in the last game, for me, I believe he did okay. And
in the second half,
especially in the second half, especially when we changed to the wing back situation. The only problem I had with him is when we are going up and the ball is on the right side of the pitch. He should go. He should have confidence to go. He should make sure he has confidence that there is 3 at the back, that they can always give him that balance. He should have confidence to join the attack. That's the only problem I had with him. You go to Andre. Andre will pick the second pole all day. I know him. He's very hungry to score goals. So the moment the ball goes to the wide areas, you see him you find himself in the box or even the 6-yard box. Kudus, we saw him play there, and he played there with Right to Dream. He played as a false 9 with Deutschland, and now in the Champions League, we all saw what he can do in these positions. He's someone that is very dangerous. Link up with the midfielders.
I thought today Kudus had a lot more chances than anyone on the pitch to score.
No, there's no problem with that. I mean, a player can have a bad day in the office.
But no, I'm not saying he didn't do well. But he went he got himself into positions where
I was basing a point on whereby the coach was saying that the squad that he's having today in Spain, 70% of the squad made his team to Qatar.
Yeah.
So where is the 30%? And I'm saying that we have players that have made the mark, players that qualify, players that have the quality to be part of the team. And there's opportunity for them to be part of the team. The next 1 month, the likes of Shirop, It's fantastic. So if there's a way we can talk, Salisu decided not to play for the Blasters, but we had a way of bringing him back. So if you can talk to
Duncan as well.
Of course, if you can have those players in the team, I'm sure the coach will have a formidable side, a team, and whereby if he wants to go the 3-back, probably he can choose to play Duncan and Amati. He can choose to play Chere and probably Idris or something. But we need the quality in the team. And I think that if you have a player like Jeffrey Slop playing the EPL day in and day out alongside Jordan Ayew, you don't leave him out. Probably there's an issue. Alfred Duncan has come out that he's not playing.
All right.
But I think there's a way to get these players back.
I'll come back to you, but then we will need to join the feed for the post-match after the game.
This is clearly what we have to, where we have to improve. But the rest was very good. We had a very good rest defense. Didn't allow any counters or any chances for the opponent. I think there was one corner. So with the game as such, I'm satisfied. But surely we have to score more goals.
Any questions?
not being located by their colleagues on the pitch when they make some very good moves or very good run. What are you going to do to fix this going forward?
I don't remember the first question.
Okay, so let's take it
one by one.
One question at a time. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate the team's performance against a team that is ranked 135?
7. 7. If 10 is the highest, 7. 7 because everything from what I saw, we trained worked well. It's just that we have to score. So I like the runs behind the defensive line. I like the passes in between the lines. I like the turns up. I like the ball position. So a lot of very, very good things and good timings with the runs. It's just like, we have to be a little bit more composure, a little bit also more cool on the ball. And sometimes you have to take your time, make another cut. Sometimes maybe lay it off to a player who's better positioned. Sometimes it was also a little bit unlucky. The goalkeeper did very, very well. We have to be a little bit more precise instead of just trying to hammer the ball into the goal. So, but we have a young squad, a lot of young players today, and a squad also of new players. So this is quite normal.
And
the second was.
Yeah. I'm saying, you talked about chances that we had about 6 clear chances. I'm asking, Inaki and Afena had similar problems in not being located on the pitch when they make some very good runs by their colleagues. And how do you intend to fix this trend going forward? You've got just one game.
Iñaki had one very big chance, so he was well located. And then he had, this is maybe what you don't see, he had very, very good runs, which created space for others. And we went in there, so therefore Kudus had good chances, Osman Bukhari, so it was fine. Like I said, we have to keep it cool, we have to score more goals, so this is what I have to say, but very, very good runs, also from Inaki. So this diagonal runs created space for Kudus to go the other way diagonal and to shoot. If the defender wouldn't go with him, he could have passed to Iñaki, but they went with him, this created space, so we had a lot of good chances, and this is what I'm happy for. But sometimes you can have games like this, and believe me, I myself played against lower ranked teams or lower club teams, and we even lost these games. So I'm very, very happy, or we didn't create any chances, so I'm very, very happy that we created a lot of chances.
Do you think these two games solves the many problems you have in the national team going to this World Cup?
Right, and so that's the post-match from the coach of the side, Otuado, and now you got to hear what he had to say after the game.
Yeah, I like his confidence, and I like his analysis.
All right, I'll get back to you. Sorry for that, but Yao is ready. Yao Mpofankra is ready to give us a bit Hi, Yao. Good evening.
Okay, Coach, good evening.
Hi, Yao.
Comments are very important, but I know the second half.
Hello, Yao. All right, we'll get back to him, but you just wrap up on what Otuado said.
Yeah, like I'm saying, I like his analysis. I like the way he have confidence in the team. He analyzed the game very well. For where I'm sitting, it looks like 90% of what I saw here. He is in the action, but he could pick one or two.
You could relate?
Yeah, you could relate about strikers making runs to create space for other players to get into the danger zone. Players staying in the good position, but his teammates couldn't find him because there was someone tracking him back, putting balls in the danger zone. They're doing the right thing by not blasting the shot and then making sure they having that precision, being calm on the ball. But the opponent's goalkeeper did very well. So I like the analysis and all that and the confidence he have with the team. What I want to see in the next game is for him to put up this proper starting 11 that you see in the tournament itself. And I believe against Switzerland, he is ready to team up with his technical team and then make sure he give us the starting 11 that we need to see in the World Cup.
All right, but Coach, your view on what Otuado said?
Well, I think that what he said was right. I mean, the players created chances. You saw in Williams running into spaces, he ran a lot. Kudus had one or two chances that he could have scored. And Osman Bukari also had some chances, also did some runs. And I think that he talking about he has played against a lower team that they couldn't score, but he couldn't create chances. But he felt that this is good for him because they've created chances and he's happy. But I think that going forward, he needs to do more because at the end of the day, this is the Mundial that we are going. You cannot create chances like this against a team like Nicaragua. They are ranked 139. You play against a Brazilian side and you couldn't create that kind of chances. It's very worrying. But I think that this is the game that we played. So if he spoke about creating chances and not scoring, we all witness it. And I think that there are a lot of work to be done. Because from midfield,
all right, not to cut you.
We are not getting
let me try and get Yao. Hi, Yao. Can you? Hello, Yao. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Right.
Can you hear me? Just nod because there's so much noise here.
Talk to us.
If you can nod because there's so much noise here. Can you hear me? Okay. This young man here, take a look at his face very closely and who does it look like? Who's your brother? Salisu. So how did you see his performance today?
Very good. I think so.
Yeah? How did you see the whole match generally?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Honorable Minister, Honorable, you're live on Max. Can you say a few words? How did you see the game?
Today, at least we are going home with a victory, a win. We were expecting more goals in the game, but at the end of the day, we created a lot of chances, but we couldn't convert them into goals. So this is the process. We are building a team. I know very well that by the time we get to Abu Dhabi, where we are going to have our final game as part of the preparation towards the Mundial self in Doha, the team would have been formed and people can see, Ghanaians will see a difference in the team, inshallah.
I know you're going to see the boys and have a word with them. Could you share with Ghanaians what you're going to tell them?
I'm going to see them and encourage them, thank them for their dedication and also their devotion and also patriotism. And they should know that this is a journey that we have started together, and we should go to Qatar and make sure that we lift up the flag of our country very high. Ghanaians have high expectations from us. They expect a lot from us because anytime we have opportunity of going to World Cup, we represent the entire continent, and this tournament should not be different. We should perform, and I know that inshallah we are going to perform.
Thank you very much, Honorable. All the players are still in the dressing room, and we're still waiting out here for them. This is what normally happens. Sometimes you wait for an hour, sometimes less, sometimes even more. But we're here in the tunnel at Carrasco Stadium, and hopefully we'll get just to give you a scene of exactly what's happening here. All these people waiting to get a photo, an interview, anything, and we're also waiting just like the rest of them. So hopefully they'll come out very soon. If not, we'll have to wait till as long as they come out.
Explain so well.
It was a good game, mind you. I hope you can still hear me. Coach, you're live on Ghana Max TV. Just give me a second, yeah? That'd be great. Yeah, this is Coach. Congratulations, well done. As I was saying earlier, so many chances. You must be happy about that.
About this, we're happy, but surely we have to score more.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have so many talented players. It's going to be one of the most difficult things to prune your squad down and drop some of them. Very talented, young, experienced.
Yeah, but this is the moment for the job of the coach. Always take the decisions, and I think that the guys did quite well. Like I said, we have to improve and using our chances better, scoring more goals, and but like I said, good thing is that we have chances.
My last question: 3 months to the World Cup. As a player, when you played in 2006, what was going through your mind? Do I protect my leg or do I just play it normally? How does it work for you?
Actually, with me, it was the other way around. Really, really unluckily for, I think, Larry and Kings got injured. I was injured before, and just wait some weeks, or no, 2 months before the World Cup, I got hurt again, and then I got a call. So I was very, very lucky to take part.
Coach, thank you so much. Congrats. Well, that was great of Coach Otuado to talk to us after the press conference, and hopefully we'll get more. Lion Kingston, he mentioned your name. I'm sure you heard that. Pittsburgh, it's a bit congested here, but I'll still try and get the goal scorers here. Fatal. Let's talk to Fatal, the goal scorer. Fatal, how you doing? Yep, let's come this way. Yep, come this way so that we can see. You're live in Ghana. Congratulations on that goal. And how do you feel about getting the winning goal?
I'm very happy to have my first national team goal. I think this is just the beginning. We are hoping to give out our best for the nation.
It was a tough game, even though many felt that Ghana would score a lot. Nicaragua played it hard. They played a hard game.
Actually, we were tough. I think it was not that tough, but we couldn't
compare the chances.
So I think it was not that tough.
Between now and the World Cup, what is your focus at club and also national team? One more friendly match to be played. What are you going to be doing to prepare yourself 100%?
No, I think the focus is just my club to just go and prepare more, get more fit for the team.
Thank you. Well done. Congrats. That's the goal scorer, Fatal Shaku. And hopefully we'll be getting anyone. Well, Henry's here. Henry, grab the boys for us. Let's have a word before you go in. Well, you're live on Max TV back in Ghana. Everybody's happy, more with the performance than the results. What was the sentiments? You know, we've heard from Coach Otuado. We're not yet in the dressing room, but how are the boys feeling in there?
Well, he shared a few words with the players after the match. And then went to the video analyst to have a look at the key highlights of the game. In the first half, we created, I think, 8 decent chances. In the second half, there were 6 big chances as well. 2 goals were flat offside by the referee. So at least today, it was much better in terms of the attacking powers of the team.
We played against two different opponents, and the attitude of the players is what matters. The players showed hunger, especially in the first half. They were pushing to score early. Nicaragua defended very well. In the second half, they decided to pack the bus. I believe that we need to build on the positives. The positives are that we had players running in behind defenders. We had players running into scoring positions. We defended very well. We did not actually give away too many chances as compared to the first game. Yesterday, the coach spoke about defending set pieces. That's exactly what happened. Nicaragua had one, and we also were up to the task. So, yes, the scoreline doesn't look good. I'm sure many people were expecting 5-0, 6-0, whatever, because Nicaragua around over 130, in the Coca-Cola rankings. But I think that this team started without some big names, and the young ones who got the opportunity showed that, given the chance, they are ready to fight for a place in the team.
Well, let's see what the situation is in the dressing room. Come back for us so we go inside. As I think the players are beginning to make their way out gradually, and we may be able to get in the protocols demand that until it's all clear, cameras are not allowed. And as you can see here, kids, coaches, the media, they're all here. A lot of them hoping to get photos.
Welcome back from Spain, where Pofanqua has been giving us a couple of interviews. But I was just going through what's happening on the international front. A couple of the other matches had been played. South Korea, our opponents in the group, were able to win their game against Cameroon by 1-0. And then also Brazil were able to defeat Tunisia by 5-1. And so that's some other results that came off there. But, I mean, obviously, the players, the managers of the team, and all the guys around looked very impressed and quite satisfied with what they output.
Of course, I mean, they had a target for this particular game, and I'm sure that is the reason why they are talking the way they are talking. And for the coach to talk about he being okay with the scoreline, and at the end of the day, the spokesperson of the FA was talking about people thinking of scoring 5-4. But this is a game that the opponents give us a lot of options. I mean, we were able to create the chances. Like he was talking about the video analyst proving the first half of the game had about 8 chances in the second half. We getting 6, scoring 2, being flagged at offsides. For me, it's not bad. But the point is that, are we going to maintain, or probably is going to be some changes? Right. I love the question that he posed on the coach, that when he was playing for the Blasters in Germany, and at that point, 3 months or 2 months to go, how will you feel? Will you try to protect your legs and all that? Right. And you saw that. You saw that. He didn't experience that. Of course, he didn't. So it's a kind of way I think that we need to improve. Honestly, we need to improve. That's it.
All right. But like your final words.
My final word is to, for me, against Switzerland, is a very tough opponent. The way the coach is happy about a lot of chances, I want to see them creating the same chances against Switzerland, because
really,
if they can, if they
against
can,
Switzerland,
yes, if they can, it's possible. If they can play against smaller countries,
because Switzerland went to Spain and beat their backyard.
I know, but it's possible. If if they approach the game well, for me, I have confidence. I always have confidence in my team. I always come with the plan I have. That's how I want to play against any opponent. Of course, the opponent will bring an attacking force or any other strategy against me, but I will make sure I have to make sure my team is performing the way I want. That's why my core values are PhD. That's my PhD in football: performance, hard work, and discipline. Every game I play, I want to see my players creating chances. I love attacking. I'm an attacking coach, so every game I play, it doesn't matter which opponent I'm facing, I'll bring my a plan and then let the opponent. I want them to go in and then create more chances against Switzerland and then the games that they are going to play.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you to Coach Sefa. Thank you, Lykenson, the legend in the game. I mean, it's an honor hosting you. And so I'm grateful. But do remember that the Black Stars have their final preparatory game on the 17th of November against Switzerland, and we'll do well to bring you everything surrounding the game, and of course, and try and then bring you the game itself. But it's a wrap from us here. My name is Kate Caesar. Been here with the legend, Lai Kinson, and then Coach Ebenezer Sifa, as usual. We'll see you again when we see you. Bye-bye.